Hi, I'm Red-Headed Riding Hood, Red for short. I'm going to read you William Barclay's daily celebration, Increasing Kindness. There are some people whose lot in this world owes almost everything to Christianity. There is the child. This is a sad story. In his recent book, A New Mind for a New Age, Dr. Alan Walker tells of a plaque in a coal mining village near Manchester commemorating, it should be like remembering, but this whole little story is, he's not condoning it. Commemorating a mining disaster, it reads as follows. In the year 1832, the Lord terribly visited the colliery of Robert Clark, and the above named were called to meet their Maker. And there is a list of 23 persons who died in the disaster. It is hoped that there would be few people who would ascribe a mining disaster to the visitation of the Lord nowadays. But apart from that, the staggering thing is that every one of the 23 people who died in that disaster was under 9 years of age. Can you imagine? That's horrible. I mean, that's worse. They were all children who had been working in the dark lanes and galleries of that mine. That at least could not happen today, because now we care for the child. There is the workman. Aristotle was quite definite. Master and slave have nothing in common. A slave is a living tool, just as a tool is an inanimate slave. Varro is equally definite. Writing a treatise for the Romans on agriculture, he divides the instruments of agriculture into 3 classes: the articulate, the inarticulate, and the mute. The articulate comprising the slaves, the inarticulate comprising the cattle, and the mute comprising the vehicles. The only difference between a slave and a beast or a cart was that a slave could talk. When Lord Shaftesbury was asked why he toiled so hard for chimney sweeps and factory workers and coal miners, he answered, "I have undertaken the task because I regard the objects of it being, like ourselves, created by the same God, redeemed by the same Savior, and destined for the same immortality." There is the woman. Before Christianity, there was no such thing as chivalry. The difference in the status of woman is one of the great differences between a Christian and a non-Christian community. This, at least, we may say, where Christianity has been, no man can ever be regarded as a tool. This kind of goes with who I am voting for. But I also wanted to mention, there's a very good series. I saw it on Amazon Prime, and it's called Jesus, the Game Changer. And it talks about these things and all the good that has been done in the world because of Christianity. And it's all over the world. It's missionaries who've made differences everywhere for people. And it's sad, the deception. And I haven't said this yet on my channel, but I recently just felt like I really needed to come clean about the political scene and speaking out against Trump, because so many Christians are deceived by him. And this is in the Bible, that in the last days that the Antichrist, and I'm not saying he is, I'm just saying he could possibly be, and many people have recognized it, because the Antichrist will deceive even the elect, which means Christians. And what do you see happening? They're turning, I don't understand how they can turn a blind eye to the way he treats immigrants and his racism, his misogyny, his 34 felony, the assault on the Capitol. Please look into these things and stop believing the media that's brainwashing you, and he's brainwashing you, and it's so sad. And I recommend the book that I'm listening to now on Audible called The Cult of Trump. It's by Stephen Hassan, and I'm coming out of really having my head in the sand. I mean, I was raising my kids. I was very involved in, I was homeschooling my kids. I was in the cult before Trump came on the scene. And when Trump came on the scene, I was just like, no, there's no way. There's no way. I'm proud to say I've never voted for him. I cannot vote for a sexual predator. He's a criminal. He belongs in jail. And I'm not going to be afraid to speak out anymore. He's not a godly man. He's not God's choice. He's not even a Christian man. I mean, I don't see what evidence there is of that. But it's serious. So, but that devotion really did go along with my message lately. And don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. I'll put the link to Jesus, the Game Changer, below. It's a very good series. Bye.